away from the Catholic faith because I just felt like such a hypocrite standing up in Mass with all these people and stating a whole bunch of things that I don't believe at all,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I went lots of times to the priests, you know, could you help me with this? I need answers, you know, and you can't just tell me just have faith,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that religion and your spiritual life is very important, considering that we're here only for a very short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, considering eternity is forever,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so if we're here for only, you know, 50 to 70 years, we need to start thinking about what's going to happen after.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're following the wrong thing, if we're doing the wrong things, worshiping the wrong things, there's a good chance that we're not going to have a very good afterlife.
Right, right.
So, you know, I was really anxious a lot about that, being a Catholic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then how did you start to study about Islam? I mean, what was your first introduction to the Islamic belief?
You know, actually, I remember as a child, I was always, you know, curious about Islam. You know, seeing the women in their, you know, dress and all
This
that.
is in Louisiana.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like, and you don't really see it that much, and I wasn't really exposed to it a whole lot. You know, it was just like maybe one little flash of something that I saw on TV, like maybe once, and you know, and me and my sister would play Barbie dolls, and I'd dress my Barbie up like a Muslim woman, and you know, and we were very creative, and we would have whole scenarios where we. You know, we had whole other lives with our Barbie dolls, and that was one of my characters, was a Muslim Barbie doll. But for a very long time I was very ignorant as far as what Muslims believe and what Islam was. But I don't think I was prejudiced against it like a lot of people were. Like, I didn't take a lot of what people were saying, you know, that, oh, they worshipped Allah and that's not God. And, you know, a lot of stuff they say in the media, I just don't trust the media, period. I mean, just don't trust it all. And so lately, like probably about 2 years ago, you know, all this stuff going on in the media and stuff, and I just finally decided, you know what, I'm going to, you know, look at this and see exactly what the truth is, you know, sift out the truth from, you know, what the media is telling us. And I found out a lot of things that I really agreed with. I agreed with one God, only one God, no worshiping of Jesus or saints or Muhammad or anything like that.
So nobody was telling you just have faith. You were reading something which you understood and took root in your heart.
Exactly. Nobody told me just to have faith. They said, you know, you're going to believe what you're going to believe, but this is what we believe. And this is the proof. Read the Quran. It says this in the Quran, and there's nothing contradicting in the Quran. And this is Muhammad, and this was how he lived his life, and you know, he was this righteous person, and this is what he taught his followers. And you know, I really identified with a lot of that. My personal belief system really fit in with Islam. So it was a real easy, as far as that goes, it was a real easy transition into believing.
And then after you made the transition and accepted Islam, how did your family accept that from you?
Well, I'm still kind of working with that. My mother is basically being quiet about it lately. Whenever I first, when I took the Shahada, whenever I said it, kind of spur of the moment decision was, okay, well, I said it, you know, and I wore hijab to the masjid. I might as well just wear it, you know, just kind of spur of the moment. I didn't really prepare myself, which I probably should have for it. And so I show up at my mom's house, you know, wearing hijab. And I told her before I came over what I did, and that I would be dressed this way, so not to be too shocked. But she still was. And the main questions was about hijab, because that was the most visible change that anybody could see in me. And I think now she's starting to realize that I am still her daughter. I am still exactly the same way I was before. And really, my belief system hasn't really changed a whole lot.
Mhm.
I mean, really, the only thing that's really changed is how I dress.
Hmm. Hmm. So let me just ask all of you sisters, and thank you very much for that. But let me just ask all of you sisters, what do you think are some of the most common misconceptions that non-Muslims have about Muslim women?
Just seeing us dressed in hijab and jilbab.
Hmm.
Um,
So I think most is related to how Muslim women dress.
and how we're treated
Hmm.
by our husbands and
And is that based on knowing Muslim people? Is that based on just what maybe they hear from the media?
just from what they hear from the media, because I think if they knew Muslim people, then they would have a strong sense of the truth.
Hmm.
So
Let me ask you, I think the case is also the same in Alaska. A majority of the people becoming Muslim are women. And if the biggest misconception is that women are oppressed, why do you think so many women are accepted Islam as their religion?
Well, number one, I think there's a big misconception with what feminism really is.
Mhm.
I mean, if you look at the feminism movement, we could wear what we want, we could do what we want, we need to live like a man, and, you know, we don't need men to fix our car, we don't need men to do this and that, and we don't need men to have babies and raise children and all that. You know, and that's really... So basically, in American society, we're expected to have two jobs. We're expected to work in the workforce like a man, and we're expected to have a home life with children and take care of a husband and all that. And I think the real misconception here is they think that this feminism is liberating when it's really not. It's oppressive.
Can I just stop you there and ask you just to elaborate a bit about feminism and why do you think feminism is actually oppressive to women?
It's oppressive because, you know, if you look at it, you have two jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to go out and you got to work. You got to make a living. You got to pay half the bills.
Mm-hmm.
You know all this. You've got to put up. You know you've got to live this certain life the same as a man does.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you come home and if you're married and you have children, you're expected to clean the house, take care of the children, take care of the husband, and all that. So you got two jobs where. How women are treated in Islam, our role in Islam is we're women.
Mm-hmm.
We have children. We take care of our husbands. We take care of our house.
Mm-hmm.
And so we only have one job, whereas in feminism we have two jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And then also with the dress, the way that women dress now, and they say it's their freedom and this and that, you know, to wear, you know, very revealing clothing and stuff. Basically what they don't understand is when they wear something like that and they walk out of their house, they become an object to every man that looks at them, and some women too.
Mm-hmm.
So they really don't understand that whenever you know, you think you're becoming free, but really you're just becoming an object when you walk out of the house like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that people really can't see that in feminism.
Mm-hmm.
But in Islam, you know, our position in Islam, you know, we have the right to have property.
Mm-hmm.
We inherit.
Mm-hmm.
We are our own entity. We keep our last names. We don't have to take our husband's identity.
Mm-hmm.
And in Christianity, that's... People just don't really understand how the Bible sees women.
Mm-hmm.
And I think really people should look into that and see just how Christians think of women. I mean, just recently, while, you know, Muslim women had rights, you know, can own property and stuff, the Christians were debating whether we had souls.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you really look at it that way, I mean, it's...
As we conclude here, I just want to ask you, what do you think is the outlook for the future of Islam in America?
widely spread. It's going to become, inshallah, from far north Alaska to the most southern point of Florida, inshallah. It's just going to become more and more widely spread.
Inshallah.
I think people will begin to question what they're force-fed by the media and other entities, and I see it spreading.
Okay.
I think yes, it is spreading to folks who are more open to looking into things and to doing their own investigation about things, and it's really going to be the job of those people to push forward Islam in America.
Okay. Sisters, thank you very much for your time. Alhamdulillah that our viewers were able to get a bit more insight of what life is like for Muslim women in America. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.